So. Ich hoffe, es haben wieder reichlich Äffchen sich eingefunden, zuzuschauen beim nächsten Fall Schüsse bei Mondlicht. Klingt gut, klingt vielversprechend, klingt mysteriös. Schauen wir uns es an. Schauen wir es uns an? Wir schauen es uns an.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet. They...
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat-head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, 'cause I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Half Moon Street. Der Igelgulasch. Habt ihr gehört? Der Igelgulasch. Aus dem Film. Was haben wir mit... Ach, wir haben die tödliche Pflanze behalten. Schön. Würde ich auch machen. Wir ziehen uns mal etwas Dunkles an. Ich habe mir überlegt, wir werden jetzt mal ein bisschen die Kleider wechseln. Und der sieht ja doof aus. Den grünen können wir gleich weglassen. Grauer Anzug, den fand ich am besten. Muss ich sagen. Wir gehen im Morgenmantel hin, ist auch gut. Wir werden aufgeknöpft. Ja, dann... Das geht nicht. Na gut. Dann wird's halt der graue Anzug. Weil mir die Weste da so gefällt. Die ist hübsch. Tja, warum kleiden sich die Leute eigentlich heutzutage nicht mehr so gut? Also, die anderen. The Times. Eine Sensation, eine exotische Möglichkeit für einen Mord. Das Arsenal der Kriminellen dürfte bald um giftige Pflanzen erweitert werden. Eine junge und bildschöne Frau hat zusammen mit ihrem Kollegen in Kew Gardens den schrecklichen Mord am Direktor der Gärten, Mr. Montague Dunn, geplant und ausgeführt. Nur ein einziger Detektiv war in der Lage, die Wahrheit hinter diesem Verbrechen aufzudecken, das zuvor als ein einfacher Herzanfall zu den Akten gelegt worden war. Der Name dieses Detektivs lautet Sherlock Holmes. Halt, da war noch ein Brief.
This is where I keep my post.
Dann auf Half Moon Street. Er hat gesagt, wir sollen uns zuerst bei ihm treffen, in dem, ne? Hier, so. Ja. B dürfte ja nicht zu finden sein. Genau, das war klar. Ja, das war klar, habe ich gesagt. Weiter. Das sieht doch hübsch aus. Also die Weste. Schaut euch allein noch mal die Weste an. Sieht das nicht gut aus? Ma. Dunkel war's. Und dreckig. Mit Lampe. Hey. Oh, falsche Richtung. Wahrscheinlich ist es diese Gasse. Das sieht... Oh, da läuft mir irgendwie kalt den Rücken runter. Das sieht schon echt gruselig aus. Ich sehe schon. Was ist das da? Eine Flasche. Okay. Okay.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes. Is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stabbed fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
Hallo, Zeugen.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Feuerwehr?
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
Und über die Straße?
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me. A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Der ist bestimmt von Interesse. Schauen wir uns die Leichen erstmal an. Zigarre? Nee, die Tätowierung.
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound.
Ja.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand, Death was not instant.
Wie unangenehm. Gut, der Kopf. Er sieht so aus, als hätte er Schmerzen.
Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Unangenehm, unangenehm. Ich sehe es doch jetzt schon. Dazu brauche ich kein Talent. Schlüssel.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens. The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Gut, na dann. Jetzt unser Spezial. Einen feststeckenden
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new.
Ist es vielleicht von dem Haken das untere Ende?
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Offensichtlich nicht. Schade eigentlich. Der junge Herr hier hat was gesehen. Ach, ganz ruhig. Herr Turner. Was haben Sie gesehen?
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Varro reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Als erstes, natürlich, unsere speziellen Fähigkeiten.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Jetzt habe ich gar nicht erzählt, was ich gesehen habe. Der Kriegsveteran in dem armen Leben, der eine Stütze braucht aufgrund seines Beines. Klassiker.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Ja, das sind Annahmen, die nicht zueinander gehören.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the half-moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Einer der Schüsse war wohl gedämpft.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Vielleicht durch einen der Körper. Vielleicht wurde er überrascht von hinten. Zweiter Schuss dann einfach abgefeuert. den zweiten Mann? Mal sehen. So vage Vermutungen.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell. This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
Sieht sie den von hier aus? Ja. Noch viel wichtiger, sieht man sie? Nee, er ist von nach oben gerichtet. Von daher schwierig. Aber man kann sie von hier aus sehen. Interessant, also man kann sie aus dem diese sehen, aus dem Spiegel. Ne? Oh, okay. Unterschiedliche Schüsse, 2 Opfer? Nee. Mr. Turners Aussage? Dunkles Fenster? Mr. Turners Aussage? Dunkles Fenster. Geht doch. Mr. Turner hat ausgesagt, dass er an seinem Fenster gestanden hat, bis die Polizei antraf. Das widerspricht jedoch Constable Marrows Aussage, denn niemand am Fenster gesehen hat. Aha. Ja, ist gut. Dann muss ich entweder mit Constable Marrow oder mit Herrn Turner nochmal sprechen. Das stimmt doch was nicht, mein lieber Herr Turner. Wissen Sie nämlich, das war ganz anders.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Nee, cool. Hä? Turners Aussage.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Ich bin schon oben.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
Ja. Mhm. Oho.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Das ist natürlich sehr auffällig, mein Lieber. Warum nutzt er den Ach.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Das ist ja... Deswegen benutzt er seinen Stock nicht, weil er kaputt ist.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here, a short while ago.
Ja, mehr als faszinierend.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Ich habe hier einiges mit dem netten Herrn zu besprechen. Tabletten? Nee.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
Ach so, Tee. Küchentisch. Gebrauchsspuren. Zerschnittenes Papier. Zerschnittenes Papier?
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper. So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Ui. Steigt aus dem Bett. Öffnet das Fenster. Geht zur... Geht zur Leiche. Legt den kaputten Stock ab, schneidet Papier mit Messer, wirft etwas weg. Er geht mit dem Stock los. Ja, jetzt bin ich mal gespannt. Geht zum Fenster. Öffnet das Fenster. Geht jetzt runter zu... Kann man das... Ah, vorspulen. Nimmt wahrscheinlich etwas. Geht hoch. Und legt den Stock ab. Schneidet das Papier. Und wirft es ins Feuer.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Tastatur aus Versehen weggeworfen. Bücher. Fettige Fingerabdrücke.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
Moby Dick. Natürlich.
Well
Was ist das
now,
denn?
what a find. A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Moins. So, mein Lieber, da hast du uns aber einiges zu erzählen in der nächsten Folge. Bis dahin. Tschüss.